Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I just finished filming this fall inspired cut crease and I used on the lid a beautiful color from Estee Lauder, and I also love the lashes. They are from the House of Lashes. So now I'm going to show you how I did this look. Let's start. Very predictably, I'm starting with the eyes. Just as always, I'm priming first my eyelids with the soft ochre from MAC. It's less messy like this, it looks more clean underneath the eyes, and also if you've put already the concealer and foundation and you already have the base, then you don't have to erase it and put it once again. So just less work. And now to lift some shadows around the eyes, I'm using the concealer from NARS, the Radiant Creamy Concealer in Medium Custard. I'm working this in with the mini sponge from Real Techniques, and then I'm going to set the whole area with a powder. For setting the eye area, I would suggest you using a transparent powder or something that's in the color of your base while you put on your lids. In my case is this eyeshadow from Art Deco, which is very light in color. It's like a bone colored eyeshadow and it's matte. I'm going to do next my eyebrows really quickly with a crayon from Art Deco in the shade 3, which is like a grayish brown color. The same concealer can be used to perfect the eyebrow shape, which is exactly what I'm doing now. To set my eyebrows into place, I am using a clear brow gel from Bobbi Brown. A brow gel is going to set them into place, but it's also going to define them a bit more. It's going to make them look a bit more 3D. Now we can start the actual eye look. I'm using first a crease eyeshadow, which is matte from Makeup Geek. It's called Tuscan Sun. I'm also using a fluffy blending brush from Ziva, the 228, to create that sunk in crease. Using eyeshadows in the crease area is going to give you the 3Ds, as I like to call them: dimension, definition and depth. There are no rules for which eyeshadows you should use in the crease area. That's for you to figure that out, how you want that look to look, you know? Many say that only matte eyeshadows are good in the crease area, and I must say I disagree, because it really depends on what you're looking for, what you want to create, and on your eye shape. That also is very important. If you have very hooded eyes, then I would stay clear from using shimmery eyeshadows in the crease area, but if not, I don't see any reason to not use them like this. Now back to my eye look and back to my matte crease. I'm using here an Into It from MAC. It's matte. This also is a brush from Ziva. It's the 224 small blending brush. This time I'm applying this eyeshadow to the center of my crease, so I'm being more careful and more concentrated this time, so I'm not so sloppy as with the first one. I want the most intense area, the darkest point, to be the center of my crease. For the lid area, I'm using a Pure Color Envy single eyeshadow from Estee Lauder in Hyper Teal. It's a very beautiful shimmery teal color. I'm doing a cut crease, but I'm not applying a concealer first and then the eyeshadow on top. I'm just going with the eyeshadow in, and this is all I need because it's very pigmented. The brush I'm using here is a concealer brush from Kiko, but it was quite good for this step as well. To make it even more obvious that this is a cut crease, I am using here a glittery liner from Urban Decay in Cuff. For the top lashes only, I'm using Perversion, the mascara from Urban Decay, which is very black and it makes my lashes very long and thick, and if you apply about 2 or 3 layers of this, it's going to make you look like you have false lashes on. My face primer is La Base Pro from Lancome, so I'm moving on to the base now, and I'm going to come back to the eyes later to finish them off, but first I need to do my base. To apply the primer, I'm using here an Expert face brush from Real Techniques. The foundation I'm using today is the Revlon Airbrush Effect in the shade Medium Beige. This definitely makes it look airbrushed. I like to apply with the brush. I think it looks best like this. And the finish of it is not on the matte side, it's on the dewy side, especially if you've put a thick moisturizer underneath. In general, I like to go for more natural or neutral to more goldeny based foundations because my complexion doesn't contain very much red in it. I'd say it's very much a classic case of warm toned skin. By the way, I have a mixed complexion. On the T-zone I'm getting oily throughout the day, especially on my forehead, so I need to be careful what I'm putting on my face, especially in summertime. So, although I really love this foundation, especially in winter time, I don't see myself reaching for it in summertime because I need to put loads of powder on my T-zone and to be careful what primer I'm using underneath, to be more on the matte side. It is what it is for most of us, so what can you do? Just keep calm and use matte foundation on the T-zone in summertime, you know? After applying the NARS concealer from the beginning in certain areas where I normally apply my concealer, I went also for a light reflecting one from L'Oreal. This I put just on the areas where I also want to highlight, so not conceal this time but highlight. So underneath the eyes, on the inner part and the outer part, high on the cheekbone and along the nose, on the forehead and a bit on the chin. I blended then all that in with a Miracle Complexion sponge from Real Techniques. The powder I chose for setting my base is the RCA Made No Color Loose Powder, and first I'm setting my T-zone. I'm using here a Real Techniques setting brush. Then to set the rest of my face, I took an angled face brush from Kiko. I'm quite enjoying this contouring palette from Smashbox. On and off camera, I'm using it all the time. First I took the middle shade, which is the bronzer, and I bronzed up my face. I gave dimension to it because it's looking very flat right now. I really like this color on my skin tone. It's warm, but it's not brick-like. The brick-likes don't look good on me. On deeper skin tones than mine, they look amazing on the other hand, so there you go. In the end, it's not about what looks pretty, it's about what looks good on you, isn't it? Next, I'm using the contouring shade from the same palette, and again, this is perfection for my complexion. Because I'm lazy, I'm using the same angled brush from Kiko to do the job. Please bear in mind that I'm just contouring underneath the cheekbones with this grey shade. If I were to contour my nose with it, it would look grey and muddy. But what I'm doing for the nose is a mix of them. So I'm mixing the grey, the contouring shade, with the bronzing one, which is more warm toned, and so I'm creating my own neutral shade. I like to do this because I'm keeping it in the same color range, so I'm actually using the same two shades but mixed. If I were to use a completely different shade for the nose, it might, not necessarily, but it might look off. In my opinion, for nose contouring on a complexion like mine, Hoola from Benefit looks always good. The highlighter I'm using is from Dior. It's the Air Illuminizer in the shade 2, and this is a fan brush from Ziva. I'm applying this on the highest points of my face where I want everything to stand out. For blusher, I went with one from Michelin, and it's in Desert Rose. And this is a blusher brush from Real Techniques, by the way. As inner corner highlighter, I would love to use diamonds, but I only have those nail gems, so I am using them. I'm sticking them onto this NYX glitter glue and hope for the best. Underneath the eyes, I took the same eyeshadow from Makeup Geek Tuscan Sun on a 330 from Zoeva. I ran it along the whole lash line in a very smoky way, and I went quite a bit outside, so downwards. Then also I took I'm Into It from MAC, and I kept it more compact in comparison with the last one. So this way I'm going from darker to lighter, and I'm creating that smoky haze around the eyes. I decided to go more adventurous with this look, so I applied to my waterline a Model's Own eyeliner in Peacock Green. Then to my lower lashes, I applied my trusty MAC Extended Play Mascara in black, and it's waterproof. For false lashes, I applied my false lashes from House of Lashes in Fairy Minis, and I did my trick again. I curled them before applying them, and this will prevent the over curling, and it just looks amazing. You have more control like this, you can see what you're doing, and then when you apply them, you don't have to curl them together with your lashes. If you have curled your lashes before using a mascara, it's enough. I'm using here a Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick in the shade 70 Amazonian from Maybelline, and this will complete my look. So everyone, this was my fall inspired cut crease glamour cut crease, and I hope you liked it as always. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel as well, and follow me on social media if you wish. I am on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Vero, that is new, and I'm going to see you in my next tutorial. Bye!